Mastering your mind, the key to freedom. Have you ever felt like your own thoughts are working against you? Like there's this invisible force inside your mind constantly whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. What's the point of even trying?" If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone. Studies show that over 80% of people deal with recurring negative thoughts every single day. And here's the scary part. If left unchecked, these thoughts don't just sit quietly in the background. They grow. They multiply. They shape your reality, limiting what you believe is possible. But what if I told you that you don't have to be a prisoner of your own mind? What if you could take full control of your thoughts, silence the negativity, and replace self-doubt with unshakable confidence? The good news is, you can. And today, I'm going to show you how. The secret lies in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, a philosophy that has helped some of history's greatest minds, from Marcus Aurelius to modern high achievers, overcome fear, self-doubt, and emotional chaos. And trust me, once you understand these principles, you'll never look at your thoughts the same way again. The hidden battle in your mind. Let's get real for a second. How many times have you told yourself, "I can't do this. This is impossible. I'll never succeed"? Maybe it's a dream you've always had but never pursued. Maybe it's a challenge you backed away from because you convinced yourself you weren't ready. Or maybe it's that inner voice that constantly compares you to others, making you feel like you're falling behind in life. These thoughts are dangerous. They don't just hold you back, they define your reality. Because here's the truth, your thoughts dictate your actions, and your actions shape your life. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, guess what? You'll start acting like someone who isn't good enough. And over time, that belief solidifies into your identity. But here's where everything changes. The Stoics had a powerful realization. You are not your thoughts. You are their master. You have the ability to step back, observe your thoughts, and decide which ones deserve your attention and which ones need to be eliminated. Imagine treating negative thoughts like uninvited guests knocking on your door. You don't have to let them in. You don't have to entertain them. And you definitely don't have to believe them. Now, let me ask you, how much of your life have you spent listening to thoughts that don't serve you? Thoughts that make you feel weak, unworthy, or stuck? And more importantly, what would your life look like if you finally took control of them? Because here's the deal. Your mind is your greatest power, but only if you learn to control it. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to share with you the exact steps to identify, challenge, and destroy negative thoughts before they destroy you. Are you ready to reclaim control over your mind? Let's dive in. You are not your thoughts. You are their master. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your own mind is working against you? Like you're trapped in an endless cycle of overthinking, self-doubt, and negativity? You try to focus on something important, but that little voice inside your head keeps whispering, "You're not good enough. You're going to fail. Why even bother?" If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. We all experience these moments. But here's the truth most people don't realize. You are not your thoughts. You are their master. And the moment you understand this, everything changes. Think about it. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true. Yet, so many of us treat our thoughts like absolute facts. When a negative thought says, "You can't do this," we believe it. When it tells us, "You're not smart enough, talented enough, or strong enough, we accept it without question. But why? Who gave these thoughts the power to control you? The answer is simple. You did. The power of perception. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "We suffer not from events themselves, but from how we perceive them." That means it's not the situation that creates your suffering, it's the way you think about it. Your mind is constantly filtering reality through your own beliefs, emotions, and past experiences. And if you let negative thoughts run unchecked, they will distort your perception, making small problems seem huge and temporary setbacks feel like permanent failures. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine two people lose their jobs on the same day. One person thinks, "This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'll never find another job. My life is over." They spiral into stress and hopelessness. The other person thinks, "This is tough, but maybe this is an opportunity to do something even better. Let me figure out my next step." They stay calm, take action, and eventually land a better position. Same situation. Two completely different reactions. Why? Because your thoughts shape your reality. Negative thoughts are just uninvited guests. Now, imagine your mind is like a house. Every thought that comes in is like a guest knocking on your door. Some are positive, some are negative. But here's the thing, you don't have to invite every thought inside. When a negative thought shows up and says, "You're not good enough," you have a choice. You can either open the door, let it in, offer it a seat, and entertain it for hours. Or you can pause, recognize it for what it is, and refuse to let it stay. You see, your thoughts only have power over you if you engage with them. If you question them, challenge them, and refuse to accept them as truth, they lose their grip on you. So, the next time a negative thought creeps in, ask yourself, is thought helping me or hurting me? Is it based on facts or just fear? What would happen if I chose to think differently? The choice is yours. You may not be able to control which thoughts pop into your mind, but you absolutely can control how you respond to them. You have the power to reject negativity and replace it with thoughts that serve you, empower you, and push you forward. So, what's it going to be? Will you continue letting negative thoughts dictate your life? Or will you take control and become the master of your own mind? The choice is yours. Negative thoughts are lies in disguise. Challenge them. Let me ask you, how many times have you believed a thought simply because it popped into your head? You think, "I can't do this." And you believe it. You think, "I'm not good enough." And you accept it. You think, "I'll never succeed." And you let it define you. But here's the truth. Negative thoughts are nothing more than weaknesses disguised as truth. They are stories your mind tells you not because they're real. And if you don't challenge them, they will control you. Who told you that? Next time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," I want you to stop and ask, who told me that? Seriously, where did that belief come from? Did someone tell you that years ago, and you just accepted it? Did you fail once and decide that failure was permanent? Did you compare yourself to someone else and assume you'd never measure up? Most of our limiting beliefs are not based on facts. They're based on past experiences, fears, and assumptions that we've never taken the time to question. But just because something feels true doesn't mean it is true. Imagine a child who tries to ride a bike and falls. If they think, I'm just not meant to ride a bike, and never try again. They'll spend their whole life believing that lie. But if they challenge that thought, if they get back up, learn, and improve, they eventually succeed. Now, think about your own life. How many things have you given up on? Not because you couldn't do them, but because you believed you couldn't. The power of proof. One of the best ways to destroy negative thoughts is with proof. Every time a thought tells you, I can't, prove it wrong. If your mind says, you'll never be successful, remind yourself of every challenge you've overcome. If it says, you're not smart enough, think about the skills you've learned over time. If it whispers, you're not worthy, remember the people who love and appreciate you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, our strength lies in turning weakness into wisdom. That means every negative thought is an opportunity. Instead of letting it control you, use it as fuel to prove yourself wrong. If your thoughts say you can't, show them you can. Flip the script. You can't always control the first thought that comes to mind, but you can control the second one. That means if your brain throws a negative thought at you, catch it, challenge it, and rewrite it. Instead of, I'm not good enough, try I am improving every day. Instead of, I'll never succeed, try success is just a matter of effort and persistence. Instead of this is impossible, try I just haven't figured it out yet. This isn't about fake positivity, it's about taking control. It's about recognizing that the way you think determines the way you act. And the way you act determines the results you get in life. Your mind, your rules. So here's my challenge for you. Don't just accept them. Don't let them dictate your life. Every time you doubt yourself, pause and ask, who told me this? Is it actually true? How can I prove it wrong? Because here's the truth. You are far stronger, smarter, and more capable than your mind wants you to believe. And the moment you start questioning those doubts is the moment you take your power back. Are you ready to take control? Replace negativity with action. Your thoughts don't define you, your actions do. Let me ask you something. How many opportunities have you missed because of fear? How many times have you stopped yourself from trying just because your mind told you it won't work? You'll fail. It's not worth it. Now, let's be real. Negative thoughts are inevitable. They're going to show up whether you like it or not. But here's the part most people get wrong. Your thoughts don't define you. Your actions do. It doesn't matter how many times your mind whispers, you're not good enough. What matters is whether you listen or whether you take action despite the doubt. Thoughts don't change your life, actions do. Think about this. If someone spends years saying, I want to get in shape, but never exercises, do they get fit? No. If someone keeps thinking, I want to start a business, but never takes the first step, do they become successful? No. Why? Because thoughts alone don't change, reality, actions do. That's exactly what the Stoics believed. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, freedom begins with a single move. That means, no matter how stuck you feel, no matter how many doubts run through your mind, the way forward is always the same. Take action. Even if it's just a small step, even if you don't feel ready. Because here's the secret: action rewires your mind. Break the cycle of fear and doubt. Let's talk about fear. Fear loves inaction. The longer you hesitate, the stronger it becomes. But the moment you take action, no matter how small, you start breaking that cycle. Imagine standing at the edge of a cold swimming pool. You can stand there forever, overthinking how cold the water will be, convincing yourself it's going to be miserable. Or you can just jump in. The second you do, you realize it's not as bad as you thought. Life works the same way. The things you're scared to do, the dreams you've been putting off, the opportunities you've talked yourself out of, they're never as terrifying as your mind makes them seem. The only way to silence fear is through action. Turn every negative thought into a trigger for action. Now, here's where everything changes. Instead of seeing negative thoughts as obstacles, start using them as triggers for action. If your mind says, "I'll never be successful," use that as a signal to take one step toward your goal. If it tells you, "I'm not good enough," use it as motivation to practice and improve. If it whispers, "This is too hard," take that as proof that you're growing. Because every negative thought is an opportunity, a chance to prove your mind wrong. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never have doubts. They're the ones who feel the fear, hear the doubt, and take action anyway. Who's in control, you or your thought? At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, who's in control of my life? Me or my thoughts? Because if you let negative thoughts dictate your actions, they will steal your future before you even begin. But if you take control, if you choose action over fear, movement over hesitation, you can change your entire life, one step at a time. So, the next time you hear that voice in your head saying, "You can't," ask yourself, what small action can I take right now to prove it wrong? Because that's how you win, not by waiting for your thoughts to change, but by taking action despite them. Are you ready to take back control? Eliminate negative thoughts before they take over your mind is your battlefield. Let's talk about something that silently destroys confidence, kills dreams, and holds people back from the life they truly want: negative thoughts. Think about it. Have you ever let one small doubt spiral into a full-blown belief? Maybe it started as, "I don't think I'm ready for this." Then it became, "I probably can't do it." And before you know it, you're thinking, "Why even try?" This is how negativity works. It doesn't destroy you all at once. It takes over little by little, like weeds in a garden. If you don't pull them out early, they spread. They choke out your potential. They make sure you never grow into who you're meant to be. But here's the thing, you don't have to let that happen. Who's in control, you or your thoughts? Imagine this. You wake up one morning and a thought pops into your head. Today is going to be a terrible day. Now, at that moment, you have two choices. Option one, you believe it. You accept it as truth. You go through your day expecting things to go wrong, and guess what? They do. Option two, you recognize it for what it is, a random, unhelpful thought. And instead of letting it control you, you replace it with something better. Today is another chance to improve, to grow, and to make progress. One leads to a self-fulfilling prophecy of negativity. The other puts you back in control. So, let me ask you, how often do you let your thoughts control you? And more importantly, how different would your life be if you started taking control of them instead? Your mind is like a garden protected. Think of your mind as a garden. If you let weeds grow, they will take over everything. But if you plant the right seeds, thoughts of confidence, action, and resilience, you create a space where success can grow. The Stoics believe that your thoughts shape your reality. That's why Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." That means If you want a better life, you need to guard your mind like a warrior guards a castle. You need to catch negative thoughts before they take root. And most importantly, you need to replace them with something better. How to kill negative thoughts before they kill your confidence. So how do you do this? Here's a simple but powerful method. Catch it. Pay attention to the thoughts running through your mind. The moment you notice negativity, stop and acknowledge it. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or just fear? Who told me this? Is it even true? Change it. Replace it with something stronger. Instead of "I'll never succeed," say, "Every failure is a step toward success." Instead of "I'm not good enough," say, "I'm learning and improving every day." The more you do this, the easier it gets. Your mind starts working for you instead of against you. What will you choose? At the end of the day, you have a choice: let negative thoughts control you or take control of them. Because here's the truth: if you don't actively shape your mindset, the world will do it for you. And the world is filled with negativity, distractions, and doubt. So my challenge to you is this: starting today, commit to being the master of your own mind. Refuse to entertain thoughts that make you weaker. Replace every limiting belief with one that pushes you forward. And most importantly, never let a thought go unchallenged. Because your mind is your greatest weapon, and the way you use it will determine the life you create. So, what kind of life will you choose? Master your mind with Mind Observer. Your thoughts can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. Every day, negative thoughts try to take control, telling you you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that it's too late to change. But here's the truth: you are not your thoughts. You are their master. Through the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, we've uncovered powerful ways to break free from negativity. Recognize that you control your perception. Your suffering doesn't come from events, but from how you see them. Challenge every limiting belief. Negative thoughts are just disguised fears. Prove them wrong. Take action despite doubt. Fear feeds on inaction. The only way to silence it is by moving forward. Eliminate negativity before it takes over your mind is like a garden plant, empowering thoughts, and remove anything that weakens you. Your mind, your power, your choice. At Mind Observer, we bring you fresh perspectives on the art of observing your mind, helping you understand, challenge, and reshape your thoughts to live with clarity, confidence, and purpose. If you're ready to break free from self-doubt, silence negativity, and take full control of your mind, subscribe to Mind Observer now. Join us on this journey of self-mastery, because the life you want starts with the way you think.